We all know the impact of single-use plastic on our environment, and day-to-day life can be a little bit hectic and a little bit crazy, and it's sometimes hard to make the right choice. Today, I want to share with you my granola recipe and the way this granola recipe has changed my way of thinking towards single-use plastics and my behaviors in my everyday life. So let's dive in, shall we? So let's dive into the recipe first before I start talking about my plastic-free journey and why I started this channel. In a medium pot, I'm going to be placing 1 cup of brown sugar and 3/4 of a cup each of maple syrup and olive oil. I'm going to bring that up to a gentle boil. Then I'll be weighing out 1 cup of walnuts, which I'll be giving a rough chop. And that's going to go into a bowl with 2 cups of flaked coconut, 1/2 cup of Pepitas and 1 cup of pistachios. Followed by 8 cups of oats. Then I'll be adding 1 tablespoon of salt and giving it a mix around with my hands. Once the oil, brown sugar and maple syrup liquid has come to the boil, I'll be pouring it all over this oat, nut and coconut mixture. And using a spatula, you definitely don't want to use your hands this time because you don't want to burn them, to give it a mix around. Then I'll be placing the granola onto some of these non-stick baking mats, which you all know that I love, and toasting it in the oven at 140 degrees, stirring every 5 to 8 minutes until it's golden. And once it's cooked, I'll be adding some dried fruit. That's pretty much the recipe, so I think the camera deserves a confused thumbs up. So let's talk about why this recipe is important to me. Working in kitchens has always had an impact on my time. I often work late and long hours. And I always use this as an excuse for the products I was consuming and buying, because I always thought I was way too busy. Which leads me to this recipe. Granola was something I could eat very quickly, hassle-free. It required no cooking, and it got me through those long kitchen days, often without a break. But I never made it myself, even though I knew how. And even though I knew how to make it better than most store-bought granolas. I was buying a kilo a week, often in plastic bags, and not even thinking about it when I threw it out. And I started to think how much plastic I was throwing out over the course of the year, just from breakfast. It was honestly alarming. I needed to do something about it. So I went to a bulk food shop, I got all the ingredients I needed, I didn't use any plastic, and I made myself a big batch of granola. I can remember that first bite in the morning. It was honestly so good. My first thought was, why was I buying this from the supermarket the whole time when I knew how to make it? The recipe has changed and developed over the years, but the message behind it is still the same: use less plastic. You guys know me by now. I wasn't going to just stop at granola, was I? I make my own coconut yogurt as well, which I was also buying in plastic tubs. It's literally 2 ingredients: organic coconut cream and probiotic tablets. I just pop everything into a large jar, give it a stir with the back of a wooden spoon, cover it with a reusable cloth, and that goes into my pantry for 24 to 48 hours. And it comes out lovely, thick, and delicious. Trust me, it's so good. From making your own yogurt and making your own granola, from there, the sky's the limit. You can switch to loose leaf tea, you can start making your own milk-based alternatives, or you can even start using a baking mat in place of baking paper. I really hope you guys enjoyed the recipe, and if you're making it at home, it's a granola you can feel good about. be just a simple bowl of muesli, but for me, it was a stepping stone towards zero waste and a plastic-free lifestyle. Let me know in the comments below what strategies you use to eliminate single-use plastic in your life. Subscribe for more plastic-free and waste-free cooking tips, and as always, cook more, waste less.